prince married Snow White, took her to the castle, and they lived happily ever after.
Weird.
15 years of drudgery and misery, working my fingers to the bone, and for what?
The alimony, baby.
For that double jerk over there! It's not too late. I'm still young. Still have my looks.
I'd buy that for $1.
Well, hello, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman here with you today to go over the news regarding the Walt Disney Company and their delay of their version of Snow White. Does this have anything to do with the news of the Daily Wire's version of Snow White? The Snow White and the Evil Queen, which doesn't muck around with woke agendas, as in Snow Woke and the 7 magical beings? Oh no. No. After the infamous photo was released of Disney's version of Snow Woke was rightfully mocked, the Disney Company claimed that the Daily Mail, who had published the photos initially, were wrong. The Daily Mail countered that, no, those were indeed production photos. Be that as it may, Disney went back, evidently, to the drawing board and have now delayed their film for another year. I mean, are they going to wait till the Daily Wire comes out with their version and try to piggyback off of that? Who knows when it comes to woke Disney, folks? Indeed, who knows? But without further ado, let us jump into this article by the familiar John F. Trent from Bounding Into Comics with the title, The Walt Disney Company Releases First Look at Rachel Zegler's Snow Woke. Delays film's release an entire year. The Walt Disney Company released a first look at Rachel Zegler's upcoming Snow White film, while also revealing that the movie will be delayed an entire year. The Hollywood Reporter notes that Disney pushed back Snow White from its original release date of March 22nd, 2024 to March 21, 2025, almost a year to the day. The outlet alleges the delay is due to the ongoing Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists strike, period. However, the Walt Disney Company also released a first look at Rachel Zegler, along with what appears to be 7 dwarfs. Given the appearance of the dwarfs, it's possible the film will undergo significant reshoots once the strike is ended. The idea that the movie might undergo significant reshoots and thus might be the true reason for the delay is because the Daily Mail previously published images from the set of Snow White showing a number of actors that look nothing like the dwarfs in this first look image. Following images of these actors being published by the Daily Mail, a Disney spokesman told the Daily Beast the images were not from the Snow White production. The photos are fake and not from our production. We are currently trying to have the Daily Mail issue a correction. The Daily Mail would update their story, but made it clear the photos were not fake and were indeed from Disney's production. An update on the article stated, quote, "This article has been amended since initial publication to correctly identify the actress portraying Snow White as an extra who stood in for post-production photography. Disney confirmed that stand-ins were used for both Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnap in these images. We are happy to clarify this point." End quote.
Boom shakalaka!
Oh, we got some stupid related article here. Rachel Zegler appears to respond to Snow White criticism by sharing videos from a Lady Gaga fan account hating on men. You don't say. And all we get is talk about misogyny, men hating women, but never misandry, which is woman hating men. No.
I should say not!
Oh, that's
Following the Daily Mail's update, a Disney spokesman informed The Independent the images that ran in the Daily Mail are not official film photos. These show stand-ins for some talent and do not feature Rachel Zegler or Andrew Burnett. A Disney spokesman had also previously addressed criticisms levied at the film from actor Peter Dinklage. Dinklage lampooned the film during an appearance on WTF with Mark Maron when he said, well, it's really progressive to cast literally, no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback by they're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I trust you when you act the way you do, eh? Coochie, 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 coochie! All the time! Wow! 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 Wow!
But you're still telling the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, so... Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that effing backward story of the 7 dwarfs living in a cave. What the F are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough, he opined. He then concluded, I don't know what studio that is, but they were so proud of that. And all love and respect to the actress and to the people who thought they were doing the right thing. But I'm just like, what are you doing? Later in the podcast, Dinklage added, if you tell the story of Snow White and it's the most effed up, cool, progressive spin on it, let's do it. All in. But I just don't know.
Never go full retard.
But here's the thing. I like Peter Dinklage as an actor, right? He acts fine. He's great in Game of Thrones. Peter Dinklage, I don't know what he's barking at because these dwarfs have nothing to do with his condition. These aren't supposed to be human. These aren't human dwarfs. These aren't human beings suffering from achondroplasia, which is the most common type of dwarfism. No, any other type of dwarfism among human beings. This is fantasy. These dwarfs are a race amongst themselves, of themselves, like in Lord of the Rings. Did Peter have a problem with The Hobbit? I mean, it's the same deal. Or Lord of the Rings, with Gimli being played by John Rhys Davies, who's over 6 foot. Did he complain about, he's taking away a job from a dwarf? No, these aren't human dwarfs. In Tolkien, they are a separate race from men, from mankind. Just as the elves aren't men, neither are those dwarfs. Neither are orcs, and goblins, and ogres, and trolls, etc., etc.
The skill of the dwarves was unequaled, fashioning objects of great beauty.
Him getting mad about dwarfs in a cave is not a slight, or meant to be a slight on among human beings that are of small stature. The little people has nothing to do with it. It's not Snow White and the 7 people suffering from achondroplasia. But, you know me.
Stay on target.
But I digress.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
A Disney spokesman responded to Dinklage's comments, telling The Hollywood Reporter, to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community.
Bitch.
Because nowadays, everyone has the virtue signal. No matter how large or how small, we look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period, the spokesman added. Yeah, you can say that last part again. Lengthy indeed. On top of this, the Hollywood Reporter did damage control for Disney, claiming the film has been in development for 3 years. The studio has been reimagining the dwarf characters since the earliest stages. Don't you know? The film has also come under heavy criticism following numerous comments about how it is diverging from Disney's original animated movie by Rachel Zegler. The actress has routinely been criticized for her yeah, brother, you can say that again. The actress has routinely been criticized for her comments describing the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs animated film as dated, disparaging the prince as a stalker, and taking issue with the film's heterosexual love story. Not only that, but she revealed the upcoming live-action film is changing the definition of fair, appears to remove the entire moral lesson on vanity, and will instead be some kind of story about Snow White's inner struggle and desire to be a good virtue-signaling neo-feminist.
Whatever.
And folks, we'll end this article here because the rest is things we've heard and seen. You know, the prince is a guy who's stalking. Weird. So all this is a rehash from a previous article, which we already went through. So we won't do it again. So just skip right to the end. What do you make of this first look at Snow White and Disney's decision to delay the film a year? What do I make of it? I wish they just delay it forever. I mean, they were too chicken to go on with what they were originally going to do. Because it would have been murdered. They would have again lost money. So, actually, if only the Daily Wire would have made their film after Disney. So we could have seen that really atrocious initial version of Disney's Snow White and those 7 magical creatures. Because that was just plain ludicrous. So with Daily Wire announcing their version, it made Disney do a double take and pull the reins back on their production. That woke mess of a train wreck. So actually, Daily Wire kind of did them a favor, in my opinion. So folks, as we are wont to do, let's head over to the comment section and read a few. So to start us off, from Gift of Gab 247, it'll get cancelled. If they do end up releasing it, it'll be D+ only, the same grade it will receive upon release. If it's a D+, then that original version they were going to go with, as I was mentioning, would have been an F++. Next up, from Franklin Means, we have, I wonder if this movie is actually borrowing from Enchanted. Snow and the dwarfs are transported from their fairy tale world and into our world, the real world. Thus, the dwarfs are transformed into 7 diverse genzers. Next up, from Drax Drillox, we have a Sonic the Hedgehog strategy.
How are you not dead? I have no idea!
Jugs McBulge, nice name, replies, not sure they can fix her eyes like they did with Sonic, but anything's possible. Aww. PT also chimes in, except the Sonic team listened to fans and changed things to make it closer to the source material. Here, with Snow White, they are merely trying to pander now, like Bud Light has been doing since May. At least with Sonic, they had a real excuse. As far as story goes, Sonic's mythology was always minimal, and thus, I think he meant to say, a lot needed to be created. But for Snow White, on the other hand, they had a detailed blueprint. True. For Mr. 0303 we have, that's an improvement. Now they just have to CGI Zegler out of it, and then cancel the whole thing. Touché, senor 0303. Next up from F we have, this is so funny. I mean, 2 weeks after Ben Key's teaser trailer, and Disney is like, look at our dwarfs. The classic characters you love are there. Totally not using Portland bumps in our movie. And it's delayed a year because of the strikes? What do you mean other movies aren't that delayed? It's the strikes, we promise. Yeah, I believe Disney as far as I can throw Cinderella's castle. From Errant Bell we have, I see evidence they are trying to fix this. How sad they can't accept that it is simply not possible. Well, not by them at least. This is true, in a reply from a guest. Next from K we have, speaking of the mainstream media, which is defending Disney, in another article here.
What you talking about?
And here we have it again, quote, On top of this, The Hollywood Reporter did damage control for Disney, claiming the film has been in development for 3 whole freaking years. And the Disney Liar spokesman said, the photos are fake and not from our production, end quote. How cheap Disney think we are, putting the delay over 1 year to the fact of the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike? Oh, please. They will make thousands of reshoots. They will try to polish up the image of their Snow White, Rachel Zegler, and they hope that we, the fans, will forget her behavior in the interviews about the original, about the prince, about men, about political agenda of Disney. You can't be serious. And last but not least, the budget will only be $100 million, like in all the other films of Disney. The real number will disappear again in their creative accounting, only to show up 6 months later. Ridiculous. From an anonymous guest, we have, shelve it as a tax write-off and do a theater reissue of the original animated. It's what Disney should do to save face. Burning down the house Walt built isn't going to get you brownie points. Damn right. They don't believe in that version anymore. From Bruh, we have Tisk Tisk. That group of dwarfs doesn't look very diverse. Funny how diversity and inclusion goes right out the window when faced with a colossal bomb. A big fat stinker. You said it, bro. So folks, with that said, we've come to the end of another video. How do you feel about this Disney version of Snow White? It's just gonna be so bad. It's piqued your curiosity. I won't hold it against you. It's human nature, after all. So folks, if you like this video, then give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't, shame on you.
Shame.
And hit that notification bell if you want to be forewarned for whenever I'm about to drop another video. And as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.
My hero is home. Oh. That high-spirited stallion threw me again. I just don't understand him. I don't understand you. You're naughty and untrustworthy, you steed. Go, no kiss for you. Oh, hi, dear. Don't you try to kiss me. Yuck! Whatever gave you that idea? Hi, Mirror.
Hi, guy.
How do I look?
Terrible.
I think I'll go freshen up a bit. Oh, by the way, have you seen my shower cap? Yeah, it's hanging next to your girdle.